Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in here. Murder Church is coming at you. Appreciate everyone for hanging out this morning. Please give this a share out on Twitter, on X, on Facebook, on all the social platforms. I just posted that out to let people know. Going to be hanging out for a couple of hours going into week 3 of this insane trial. Again, trigger warnings all over the place. Last episode had a walkthrough with some body cam footage. They blocked out a lot of it, but there were still some graphic images shown. But yeah, you never know. Thank you guys so much. Again, we coming at you. What's up, everybody? Murder Church is on the air. Thank you all so much for being here. Is my mic working? Yes, it is. Sweet. Woo! March the 24th, 2024. I've got some coffee. I'm ready to rock and roll. Took me a couple of extra minutes to get down here. Not too bad. 5 extra minutes. What's up, everybody? What's going on? Sunday morning. I hope everybody had a great weekend. The chat is not working. Let me go over here to Botrix and wake that son of a bitch up. Sometimes you got to kick it in the butt to get her going. Hopefully she'll wake up. First of all, let me make sure the site is working. Sometimes you must log in there before they start popping through. But hey, every morning. Hey, everybody. Again, thanks everybody for chilling. I appreciate it. Please share this out. Give it a like. Just like I said there in the beginning, we're going into, again, week 3 of this insane trial. Joel Michael Guy Jr. He's something. Last week, like I said, earlier this week, Tuesday night, had Jessica for Justice on here. We watched a couple of different videos, both body cam footage. I think the second was actually an officer going through with a handheld camcorder, but recording everything as it was. The house being 90 degrees for days, the eye on the stove being on, the dog locked up, just barking its head off, probably smoldering in the freaking heat. First thing we're checking out today is actually, let's see, Andrew Weiss of a Walmart Asset Protection Takes Stand. So somebody from Walmart, where he had went after the fact, he'd gotten some bandages and gauze before he made that trip back to Louisiana, a 9-hour trip back to Louisiana to get his hand fixed up after he had nearly cut his fucking thumb off while hacking his parents up before trying to melt them in a plastic bin. Yeah, this one is wild. This one is wild. It's allergies. I don't think it's anything sickly-wise wild side. I believe it's allergies that got something going on here. As soon as we start to get into the spring season, starts to happen, baby. Dizzy in here, what's going on? I saw Christopher Dewitt in here, hanging and banging, baby. Pokemom's in here. Wild side, Helen. Charlotte coming through. What's up? Good morning from the UK. Defense Attorney Meow. Jiggly Jules up in here. Hell yeah. A crew in here deep. That's what I like to see. Law Nerd Amber. It's Joe, telling Chris. Chris was like, who is that? Then I get the Tiny Tim reference too, because he totally is rocking a Tiny Tim vibe with the clothing he's got on. But no, I thought that he looked like the freaking penguin, man, and he creeped me out enough to and then when I put the face on the penguin's head, dude, it worked way too well. It worked perfectly. I'm not T-Pain hanging out. Still going up right here. Jennifer, good morning. Oh, Snap Sharon, good morning. Some new names in here also. Jesse Charles, welcome in. City Kitty. Thank you guys. Really appreciate that. Everybody comes through, shows a little bit of love. Means a lot to me here. Let's keep her going. Let's rock and roll, though. We're going to start her right up. We're going to jump right in here. And, yeah, thanks. We'll be here for about 3.5 hours. It's usually what we roll on a Murder Church. Let me set a couple of things extra up here. I want to make sure the sound is right. I need to get, the bells. I need to get the bells going. Let me do that immediately. Hold on. Might lure Viv in here. Hold on. We got to get the bells going, baby. We got to get the bells going. Oh, yeah. There we go. Got to get the Murder Church emblem up as well. Block out that court TV one. Hell yes. And Helen going to start us off right on Murder Church, passing the plate around early. $2, baby, coming through here. And I don't even have that shit set up yet. Oh, shit, I don't even have myself set up over here. What's going on? Where am I at? Hold on. Boom, here I am. What's going on, everybody? And then I need to do this. Boom. I was going to shout out Helen, who just threw $2 in that son of a bitch. Into the pot. Thank you, Helen. I appreciate it. Oh, Salvador's in here also. What's going on, man? Thanks for coming through. Have we seen him wear his underwear yet? I have not seen that. I think I would have remembered that. Oh, my God. Now you got me real freaked out. Good morning, Hospice Jess, CH. Still some people rolling through here. Thank you all so much. Love it. The bells brought them in, baby. The bells brought them in. That's what I like to see. All right, let's rock and roll. And, yeah, thanks, everyone, for being here. Appreciate it.
Again for being here today. I appreciate it. I know this is kind of a cold and gloomy morning. Thank you for getting here in a timely manner. One thing I forgot to do yesterday at the end of the day, I wanted to make sure everybody was able to hear the testimony and the questions clearly and able to see the board. So I told you early on, if you're having difficulties, just raise your hand and let me know. And I didn't see any hands, so I assume it was okay, but I want to check on that, especially you folks in the back, our alternate jurors. Could you all hear okay and see the board? Everybody shaking their head yes? All right, anybody have a problem? All right, very good. Thank you, folks. All right, if you recall when we left off yesterday, we were in the middle of the state's case in chief. We're ready to resume that proof now. General, if you please call your next witness.
We call Andrew White.
Ms. Sowers, if you'd ask him to step in, please. Folks,
Shannon,
why the witnesses
morning.
Are outside unless they're family members.
Dinah, bro, morning. Ashley coming through, morning.
To hear the testimony by the witnesses.
Thank you,
so
guys.
We keep them outside until their testimony. So sometimes it causes a delay in getting them in here.
That will be a trigger graphic warning, more so than any of the bodies melting in plastic containers and heads in boiling in pots on stoves. No, the worst thing we're going to possibly see is the police having to strip and photograph this man wearing only underwear. Joel Michael Guy only in underwear. Fuck. I don't know if I'm ready for that, dude. I'm not sure if I'm ready for that.
Here to the witness stand next to Officer Thompson. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in the case now on trial will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thanks, sir. You may have a seat. Once you're seated, you may remove your mask to testify.
Tell us your name, sir.
Andrew Gerard Wise,
And by whom are you employed?
Walmart stores,
How long have you been employed by Walmart?
17 years.
And what do you currently do for Walmart?
I work with the Asset Protection Division of the company.
If you would, describe to the members of the jury what your duties and responsibilities are as an asset protection manager.
Sure. So we apprehend shoplifters. We help ensure the safety and security of all customers and associates while on the property, assist law enforcement with any requests they may have, and we're also the custodian of records.
Morning,
for any
Jennifer. That's
kind of
awesome.
incidents or requests that we have.
And as a custodian of the records, does that also include the video surveillance system within Walmart stores?
Yes, it does.
Okay, I want to talk to you about 2016. Were you employed by Walmart at that point, sir?
Yes, I was.
In what particular store?
Turkey Creek in Knoxville, Tennessee.
And at some point,
Creek,
did you
baby.
get requested by investigator Jeremy McCord to pull up video from a certain date and time, sir?
Yes, I was.
And have you had a chance to look at those videos prior to testifying today?
Yes.
So I'm going to show you what's been pre-marked for identification as State's Collective Exhibit 348 and 349. Do you recognize those packets, sir?
Oh my God.
Yes, I do.
And With regard to Exhibit 348, if you could describe what that is, sir.
Sure, this is video surveillance. This is a video snapshot of a customer making a purchase at our store, the Turkey Creek store.
Hold on a second. Our
Okay.
recorder has frozen up.
All right.
Give us just a second, folks. Our recording system is all digital, and we've been having a little difficulty with this computer freezing up.
This is just par for the course for any trial we've ever watched, right? Technical difficulties.
Is it turned off at the box? Because I'm not getting anything through here.
City Kitty.
Yeah,
This is City Kitty's neck of the woods, actually, guys. Shannon, that's right. Don't forget to hit that thumb. Help us out. Get us in the old algo.
they're all showing on too.
Maybe a little morning something working here.
Before
I
send
got
y'all out,
one that's called
let me
unicorn
try
meat.
my
This
IT
probably nothing I picked up yesterday.
training.
Oh shit! And it looks
Turning it off,
amazing.
turning it back on.
I'm literally cracking it right fucking now. Jesus Christ!
And that's projector just shot.
Oh my God, it smells insane.
Input lost.
Oh my God!
All right, folks, I'm gonna need to send you back to the jury room. I need to get this taken care of. So I'll discuss this case among yourselves or with anyone else, go with officers. I'll see you hopefully in just a couple minutes. All right, everyone, you may be seated. State waive the call of jury. Defense waive the call. Welcome back, folks. Sorry about that. Seems to be working now. Hopefully that won't happen again. General, just to be sure, I'm pretty sure it cut off right when we stopped you. But if you go back a couple questions and recover that, please.
You want me to just start over, Your Honor?
I think we're good after you got up to 348 and 349. So if you would just start with that.
Sure. With regard
Bonnie,
to
good
Exhibit
morning.
348, sir, if you tell us what that is?
Sure, this is a video snapshot, or a couple of video snapshots in relation to purchase at one of the registers at Turkey Creek Walmart. Looks like there's a female making a purchase of multiple items.
Okay.
The next video snapshot is the same female exiting our general merchandise exit of the Turkey Creek Walmart. And the third video snapshot is the same, but at a different angle.
Okay. And the disc that accompanies that collective exhibit, sir?
Excuse me?
In the disc that accompanies that collective exhibit,
Yes, the disc as well.
would that be the video of the screenshots?
It would.
Okay. And with regard to Exhibit 349, if you tell us what that is, sir?
349 is a video disc as well as video snapshots of a male subject entering the grocery side vestibule of Turkey Creek Walmart. Second video snapshot is a close-up profile of the same subject. Third video snapshot is the subject selecting items from our health and beauty aids department. The fourth video snapshot is the subject purchasing items at one of our self-checkouts. Snapshot 5 is the same subject exiting the grocery
I think
vestibule.
they do. I think I've seen some turkeys in some wild spots, actually, Drew. At least here in West Virginia. You'll never know where you might see a turkey.
Purchase. Same with video snapshot 6. And 7 is a vehicle with a license plate.
Okay. And the disc that accompanies that collective exhibit, sir, is that the video footage of the snapshots?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, Exhibit 350 is a business record affidavit. I know we have Mr. Wise here, but we received it anyhow, so at this point we need 350 in evidence
It's an affidavit for which these records.
for the Walmart Turkey Creek Knoxville records.
That's exhibit 348.
This is 350, 348, 349.
No, it is an affidavit for the records that are.
Yes, sir. And we have the president.
Any objection to 348, 349, 350?
There you go. Public protest.
Yeah.
So I'm next going to show you what's been pre-marked as States Exhibits 351 and 352, sir, and ask you if you recognize those documents.
Yes, I do.
And if you tell us what Exhibit 351 is, sir.
Sure. Exhibit 351 is a purchase at our self-checkout, number 46, on November 26, 2016 at 3:35 p.m.
And was that receipt provided to you,
hell
or
is-
a copy of that receipt provided to you in order to help you identify what register the transaction was made at?
Yes, it was.
Okay, with regard to the next exhibit, if you could tell us what that is, sir.
Sure. This is also a transaction. This is at one of our attended checkouts
Yo, good
where
morning,
a cashier is
Queen
actually
Olive.
present. This is register 3 on 11/26/2016 at 12:18 p.m.
And was that receipt provided to you in order to help you identify which register the transaction took place at?
Yes, it was.
Your Honor, at this point, we've moved in States Exhibits 348, 349, 351, and 352.
Count 348, 350, any objection to 351, 352? There we go. 351, 352, they're all in.
Your Honor, that's to publish just a snippet, just so you can not the video that we put in there.
Folks, the Attorney General is going to publish parts of 348 and 349. Again, you can watch the whole video during deliberations if you'd like.
Sir, directing your attention to the board with regard to Exhibit 349, sir, I'd ask you to look at
Here he comes. Look at this son of a bitch.
Sure. This is video of the male subject entering our grocery vestibule on November 26, 2016 at 3:26 p.m.
And again, directing your attention to the board, if you could describe this as
Just a little evening
Okay, this is the
shopping
same male
after
subject,
chopping up your. Look at his hand.
making a
After chopping up his
purchase
parents.
at
Look at his hand, bloody as hell. Done fucked it up with that knife.
check number 46 on November 26, 2016 at 3:34 p.m.
I think he just paid for that 5 times. Beep 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 beep. Bullshit.
with regard to Exhibit 348. Directing your attention to the board, if you could tell us what this is, sir.
Sure, this is the Turkey Creek General Merchandise vestibule, and there's the female that made the purchase on the other snapshot exiting the store.
The sun. Look into the sun, my friends. Blind this son of a
Your Honor,
bitch,
next we
right?
have a 902 business record affidavit, which was sent to us from a Walmart in Baton Rouge by Leanne Walter Hildebrandt. She is the keeper of the records for the loss prevention, or front-end manager, excuse me, and has provided us with a sufficient 902 affidavit. Included in that affidavit is the law enforcement request form, as well as the physical receipt from a transaction that occurred on November 21st, 2016. We'd ask to enter that as State's Exhibit 353.
Any additional objections?
No, just reaffirming our prior objections.
Court is going to overrule the objection previously made and receive this exhibit 353. But exhibit 353 is being received into evidence. There won't be a witness here to testify to what it is. They provided an affidavit that I deemed is legally sufficient to establish the records for admission. So they will be admitted for your consideration.
Your Honor, we'd ask also to publish a portion through Mr. Wise, based on his knowledge as the keeper of the records, that this facility is in fact a Walmart in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Sir, directing your attention to the board, if you could tell us what is in this video.
Sure, this is a self-checkout at a Walmart store, specifically self-checkout number 47, dated November 21st, 2016 at 3:25 p.m.
And based on your knowledge and training and experience as a loss prevention manager for Walmart, does this appear to be a Walmart, sir?
Yes, it does.
And what would help you make that decision in terms of this is in fact a Walmart?
This is pretty much an exact layout of a self-checkout register. You got the Walmart blue right at the top there. Behind, you'll see a whole bunch of different items and stuff like that. That's usually our as seen on TV section next to the self-checkouts, or just one of those last-minute item sections. In addition, I can see to the right where he just put his hand. That's a Walmart
good morning,
bag.
Gambies.
And I can see some other Walmart bags and stuff to the left-hand side there.
And is a product or do you sell totes at Walmart?
We do. and that is actually what he is purchasing. It appears to be a blue Sterilite type tote.
I see Charlotte also wanting to kind of get a little bit of what's going on in this one. So I'll kind of give you guys an update of what's happening. So basically, this guy was taken care of his entire life by his parents. He had his dad had a I think he was an engineer. His mom had a good job. His dad had gotten fired, and they were getting ready to downgrade. Plus, they were older. You know, I think the dad was in his early 60s. The mom was like 55. They were going to downgrade. They had adult children. He's like 27, 28 years old. He's living in Baton Rouge. They've been paying for his school, paying for his apartment. He'd flunked out, dropped out. I don't even think he had told them that. He comes in for Thanksgiving, and his plan is to kill his parents for $500,000 of life insurance money. Not even that much money, right? So they have Thanksgiving. The families come over. He has stepsisters that come over. They bring their kids. They enjoy a nice Thanksgiving day and meal. So we heard their testimony earlier, and basically they're saying it was weird that he would stay even after Thanksgiving, right? He was always known as a loner. He never would come out of his room to even say hey to the kids. And then on this weekend, he was totally different. He was hanging out. He was coming out for the pictures and being way different, they were all saying. So, you know, they leave. They go back to their homes, of course. He stays. He doesn't go immediately back to Louisiana, to Baton Rouge. He stays, and as his dad, I think the next day, is working out upstairs. His mom had went out to get some groceries. He attacks his dad from behind with a knife and kills his father, and then waits for the mother to get home, and then also attacks her when she comes in, kills her, cuts them up into pieces, cuts through the flesh, again, graphic as hell, cuts through the flesh of the mom's head, of the mom's neck, right? Gets down to the bone, and he breaks the head off at the vertebrae. Breaks the mom's head off. That's how they said it. Takes the head and puts it on a pot on the stove and leaves it on, turns it on, starts boiling the mom's head. As again, he starts dissecting the parents, starts taking them apart. He's brought all these chemicals, lye, all these drain cleaners. He puts all this shit in a one of those big blue tall plastic containers, fills it up with all these chemicals, and then starts melting the parents' bodies that he's put in here. And he also cut deep into the bodies as well. You know, he's basically just got cavities in this plastic at this point. The dad's head goes in face first. He didn't do anything else weird with the dad's head like he did the mom's. So at some point, he cuts his hands up pretty bad. He cut his thumb pretty bad, and that's what we're at right now. We see he leaves and he goes to Walmart and he gets all these bandages and stuff. So he decides, I guess he doesn't want to go locally to get his hands fixed up, so he drives all the way back to Louisiana, 9 hours away from Knoxville, Tennessee, to get his hands fixed up, I guess at the college clinic that he was going to. Gets that done and drives back 9 more hours back to the house to finish the job, right? All of this happened. He had turned the heat up to 90 degrees, thinking that will help decompose the bodies, and leaves the stove on that's boiling as well. The next day, because this took fucking almost a complete day, probably more than a day, you know, you're not going to do all that and not sleep with these driving. As he's coming back, the police are already there. The police already know because somebody had called. The mother didn't show up for work. Somebody called and said, hey, this is unusual. I'm sure this lady had never missed work, right? They sent out a wellness check, and that's what we saw in the last episode. Body cam footage of when the officers actually do appear at the home. Joel had taken the knob off the back door and put it on the front door. A lot of craziness in this, honestly. I would say go back and watch the first 2 episodes, especially for early Charlotte. They're pretty interesting. But so he's like, oh shit, the cops are here, because they're already on the scene when he's coming back to finish the job. This motherfucker couldn't finish anything in his life, right? Not even actually murdering and getting rid of his parents' bodies. Like, this dude is a fucking moron. Thank God, and I'll say this again and again and again, all of these people, you know, there's probably ones out there we'll never fucking know about, sad as fuck as that is, but I hope the majority of these people are these dumb motherfuckers that get caught instantly like this. So this guy starts heading back to Louisiana, and the cops are like, hey, buddy, what's going on, dude? And they basically get him instantly. And it happened in 2016. We're in 2020 currently with the trial currently. But yeah, I'll see people are going crazy in the chat right now. What is going on? Thank you all so much. Appreciate it. I hope that was a nice little breakdown. This one's got me super deeply intrigued. I've really enjoyed it. Holy shit, yeah. First of all, Ashy Snow coming through earlier. $3.99. Let's fucking go. Hell yeah. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. Let's go, baby. And then right behind that, we got Dynabro 420 coming through. Morning loves. Morning loves. Bell me. Oh shit, you did get the bells. I hope you got. Did you hear the bells? If you didn't, I will play those again. But yeah, bell me. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Hanging and banging this morning on Murder Church. And then coming through, Gamby's coming through. Well, but no, Gamby's is a bad bitch. I don't know if y'all know that. She's a bad bitch on these streets out here in the interwebs. Pass the plate, $4.99. Let's go. Hell yeah, hell yeah. That's what I like to see. Love it. Helping me out. Saltwater Soul coming through, $4.99. Also another awesome soul out here on the Twitter webs that's come through. Absolutely love it. Thank you for spending your morning. And they're on the West Coast. They're in California, I'm pretty sure, so it's early as fuck. They're at 6:30 in the morning in California. Holy crap. And then Pokemon right here coming through. 6 months as a member. Oh my god, that's insane. When I see these old ones come
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
it blows my mind. Pokemon's been so awesome, man. She's been so supportive, so cool. Just coming in here and hanging out, guys, hitting the like, doing the shares, helps me out so fucking much. Shannon L, $4.99. Guess he misunderstood those Papa Roach lyrics. I'm not familiar with exactly what you're talking about. I do know the band, but I'm going to read in there and I hope you enlighten me on what you mean exactly by that. Let's go, baby. And then Mosh, 13 months? 13 months? Let's go. That's another, okay, so there's two 13-monthers out here, and I think that's about the limit that you can be. I don't think there's a 14-month possibility. I don't think there is. Mosh would be the and CH, I believe, is the other one. Or no, Strychnine. Strychnine's the other one that's 13 months. I think that's basically as far as you could go, because we got monetized January 2023, and it took a minute for it to start actually rolling. I think it's right around time, honestly, which is crazy. Kelly Bobelli, $4.99. Praise be. Oh, Lord. Praise be. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you all so much, seriously, for hanging out. We're going to keep on rolling through this one. This one's almost over, actually, and then we'll see what happens after this Walmart gentleman. But yeah, this one is fucking bonkers. It's on a different freaking level is what it is. And Shannon, yeah, what are those Papa Roach lyrics? I know I've heard a song probably, and I'm just blanking. I got too much going on right now, but yeah, I want to know exactly what those lyrics was.
Why don't we pass witness?
Hell yeah.
No questions, Your Honor.
Thanks, sir. You may sit down. You're free to go.
Thanks, sir.
Next witness.
All right, we're going to keep rolling here. And that's actually perfect time. And I see Cammy Q coming through also. Oh, okay, this lady's back. If you saw the Tuesday episode, and she's dressed completely differently. She's a police officer, and she's awesome. This lady fucking rules. This is 24 minutes. Sandy Campbell. She was the lady that went through on the second. She was the second person that went through. The initial body cam footage that we saw was, of course, the first officer. But then I think a day later, even maybe, I don't know, maybe the same day. Don't quote me on that. But she went back through, I think, just recording with actually like a camcorder type situation, and she's pretty dope. She's cool. We're gonna keep rocking and rolling, but shit, Cammy Q followed that son of a bitch up. $9.99, passing the plate. Cammy Q's been here forever too now. Cammy Q has been a G around these streets for a long time. That is not a lie. And then holy shit, Jesse Charles decided to become a Buzzed and Confused member, joining the Buzz Nation. Hell yes, that's what I like to see. Welcome in, Jesse Charles. Welcome in. Thank you. Beers in the chat. Anytime we get new members, folks, we do the beers in the chat. That's what I like to see. Or probably nothing. You throw one of these guys out, a little mini tornado. Wink, wink. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Lyrics were cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Yes. Okay. Actually, I was like, it was there, but I've got so much going. Like, I'm so overstimulated right now with everything happening with the stream. But yes, that actually rings a total bell and is a great reference point, Shannon. So thank you, Salvador. All right, let's keep rocking and rolling, guys. Thank y'all so much. Y'all are too kind.
Good morning, David.
Good morning.
Oh, I'm
Or
sorry.
a liquor drink. That's right, Amber.
Campbell, you understand you are still under oath from yesterday?
Correct.
All right, you may continue.
In addition to obtaining a video as well as capturing photographs and processing physical evidence, what do you recall collecting pieces of physical evidence throughout the residence?
Throughout
Try
the
this
residence,
coffee.
yes,
Specifically, did you collect a soup pot from the kitchen?
I did.
If I could get item number 18, please.
Oh, this could be crazy.
Approach with what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 300.
So they're going to give her the actual pot that the head was in.
Ask if you recognize this box, ma'am,
I do.
and if you would explain to members of the jury what it is.
It is the box that contains the stock pot that was on the stove.
And do you have a
I'm sorry.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, we're going to move the microphone up. There you go. Say that again.
Again, if you could describe what.
It's the box that contains the stock pot that we found on the stove.
And do you have a knife?
I do.
Actually, to break the seal.
Okay.
If you could just hold it up, and I think that would be sufficient.
Like, out of
And again, where was that located in the residence?
This was on the stove.
And we'll move that in as State's Exhibit 354.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor, subject to.
Previous, yes, it'll be received as Exhibit 354.
What are you taking notes for,
Did you
dude?
also collect a cell phone, ma'am?
If it has my name on it, I did. I don't recall specifically. There was a lot of evidence on that scene.
Would assist in looking at the package?
It would, yes.
Feel free to just vote this way.
Thank you. I'm going to show you what's been pre-marked as
Morning, Mandy.
Exhibit 355 for identification. Do you recognize that, ma'am?
Yes.
And if you would, tell us what that is.
It is the pink cell phone that was on the kitchen counter.
Okay. And at this point, we'd move that in as State's Exhibit 355.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, folks, the court is going to receive Exhibit 355, which purports to be a cell phone. I want to clarify to you, this physical cell phone itself is what is in evidence, not the electronic contents. So if during deliberations, if you look at that cell phone, you cannot bring out a cord, charge it up, and open it up and look through it, okay? It's just a physical phone that's in evidence. Thank you.
And Officer Campbell, did you also collect an empty oxycodone pill bottle from the kitchen that were in your photographs?
Yes.
And while we're looking for
morning.
that, ma'am, did you also collect 2 wallets?
Yes, sir.
And from your photographs yesterday, can you describe where those wallets physically were?
Where they were?
Yes.
They were on the table in the eating kitchen.
It's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 356 for identification. Ask you to recognize that package.
Morning, Carrie.
Yes, sir. It's the keys as well
As well
as the 2 wallets.
if you could break the seal on that.
wallet.
Members of the jury, what we're looking at.
This is the first wallet that was on the table in the kitchen. It's got the driver's license of Lisa Guy in it.
And as part of your duties and responsibilities, do you also inventory the contents of that wallet?
That is traditionally what we did. I don't think that I was personally the one who did that for this, in this case. The next item in the bag is a brown man's wallet. And this one has the driver's license of Joel Michael Guy with an address of Golden View Lane. And then there's a set of keys for a Kia vehicle.
Your Honor, we move this in as state collected exhibit 356.
Any objection?
Going back to the pill bottle, ma'am. Do you recall where you recovered that pill bottle from?
It should say on the packaging if it's the pill bottle in the kitchen.
Showing it's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 357 for identification. Can you tell us what's in that bag, ma'am?
Yes, this is the empty prescription bottle that was on the kitchen counter.
We move that in as State's Exhibit 357.
Any objection? Be 357.
Did you also collect a purse from the same table in the downstairs dining room?
I did in the in kitchen. That table is where the purse was.
Showing what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 358 for identification. Can you identify that package?
Yes, so this is the purse, the magazine, and then there was some cash sitting on the table as well. This is all three of those items.
We move that in as State's Exhibit 358.
358.
Did you also collect a doorknob with a real estate lock attached to it?
Yes.
Showing you what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 359 for identification. Ask if you can identify that package.
Yes, so this is the doorknob with the real estate lock attached to it that was in the kitchen sink. You'll remember in the pictures it was in some fluid.
Ask if you could break the seal on that. You could hold that up for the members of the jury and describe what it is.
It's a blue real estate lock with a doorknob, half of a doorknob attached to it. And you can hear that there's a key or something inside.
States Exhibit 359. In the condition where you found that lockbox, did you mention it was in fluid?
Yes, sir.
Do you recall collecting gloves at the residence at 11434 Golden View Lane?
I do.
And I know I gave a brief rundown of what was going on earlier, but the craziest thing in this, this thing's insane, but within the courtroom, I think, maybe, so they had their openings, the prosecutor went about 58 minutes, but the video was an hour. So I'm like, oh, okay, the defense is going to get up, and then I was like, there's only one video of openings. The defense for this dude, the defense attorney got up and did 2 minutes, and he was basically just like, I'm glad to see everybody. Thanks for coming out today. That's it. He was just basically like, good to see you. You're doing your duty. Had nothing. Said nothing, really.
60 and ask if you can describe what that package is.
So these are the 2 gloves that were on the kitchen counter near the pill bottle. There's 2 of them in there.
Move that in as States Exhibit 360.
Without objection to the 360.
Did you also collect a bleach sprayer from the kitchen floor,
I did.
as well as a roll of black trash bags?
Yes.
Show you what's in the inbox is States Exhibit 361. Ask if you recognize that.
Yes, this is the bleach sprayer that was in the box, the green box on the kitchen floor, and a roll of black plastic trash bags.
Ask if you could break the seal.
Yeah, I've forgotten her name, but Sandy Campbell. This lady was awesome, though, on episode 2. She was up on the stand as well, in uniform, and her hair was up tight. And I was really, I say that her badge is on her belt here, but I was kind of making jokes because, I've seen a lot of these where the cops come up and, in a lot of these places, I guess they have they don't actually have badges. They don't have real badges. They just have, like, patches. And she had, like, a legit fucking gorgeous badge, and I was like praising her badge. Nothing weird about it.
Shit. Hold up. Just chilling.
What's in this bag? This bag's huge. What did they say? I feel like she's gonna go in the bag and never come out. Okay.
This is the roll of trash bags with multiple ones attached. And this is the bleach sprayer.
And the black in color substance on that, you would explain to the members of the jury what you believe that to be.
So this is fingerprint dust from where we've processed it for latent fingerprints.
Honor, we move that in the States Exhibit 360.
I know I'm about to burn my mouth, so I don't want you
Without
guys to see
objection, it'll
that.
be 361.
Wasn't too bad.
Did you also collect several bottles of bleach?
I did.
So got the green guy up here. Oh shit.
Showing you what's been.
I'm gonna wear green
Exhibit 362,
bodysuit
Identify
in the
that.
stream. Just be a ghost.
Yes, sir. This is 2 bottles of bleach that were in the kitchen floor there when you first made entry into the residence, that large pile of all that other stuff. There was bottles of bleach in there as well.
Ask you to break the seal and show the members of the response.
Yeah, you can tell she's a bad bitch. I'm just gonna say it. This lady, you don't want to fuck with her. A little bit of bleach.
This is the first bottle.
And again, the black in color appearing substance on them.
That's fingerprint powder.
States Exhibit 362.
Without objection, it'll be 362.
You also have cause to collect a bottle of muriatic acid and baking soda.
I did.
Showing you what's been pre-marked as States Exhibit 363. Identification, ask if you could grab that document or excuse me, what that package is.
This is a bag of baking soda and a bottle of muriatic acid.
And if you would break the seal on that.
This is the baking soda. It's 13.5 pounds. And this is the bottle of muriatic acid.
In regard to the muriatic acid, is there some volume of substance missing from that bottle?
I don't recall if it was open or not.
Move that in the States Exhibit 363, Your Honor.
Without objection, it'll be 362.
And in the course of your investigation, did you also collect buccal swabs and other DNA swabs from within the residence?
We did not collect any buccal swabs within the residence because those are
Not the buccal swabs.
those are cheek swabs, but we did collect swabs.
Okay, and did you also collect buccal swabs not at the residence?
Correct, yes.
Specifically from Joel Guy Jr.?
I did.
If I may approach, Your Honor.
Son of a bitch, let me at him. Let me at him. Bah, 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 bah. Coming for you, Joel. Let's go, buddy. Oh, sorry. No, sorry. Excuse me.
Showing you first what's been pre-marked as
Not
State's
you, ma'am.
Exhibit 364 for identification. You recognize that package?
I do. This is a set of buccal swabs, which are cheek swabs from the defendant.
And if you would describe to the members of the jury what you do when you take buccal swabs from the interior of someone's mouth.
Well, we have like just large Q-tips essentially, and then we just gently kind of scrape the inside of the cheek of the person whose swabs we're collecting so that we have their DNA standard.
You know, we move that in as State's Exhibit 364.
Any objection?
Whoa.
Subject to, of course, we filed motions earlier, essentially every piece of evidence is objected to, but no additional objection.
No additional objection. It'll be 364.
Next, showing you what has been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 365 for identification. If you could describe what that package is.
These are swabs that we recovered on scene from the handle and lid of the stock pot that was on the stove.
In the process of taking swabs from a piece of equipment or a pot, how is that different than what you did with Mr. Guy?
So in this kind of situation, what we would traditionally do, because the pot surface on the exterior is dry, so we would do a technique that we refer to as wet swab, dry swab, where we would dampen one of the two swabs that come in the set and run the damp one along with the dry one right behind it at the same time on the surface to be swabbed, so that it collects, first moistens, and then second, the first one moistens and the second one collects the possible DNA, what we refer to as touch DNA.
We move that in as State's Exhibit 365.
Without further objection, it'll be 365.
Next, showing what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 366 for identification. Do you recognize that package?
This is 6 sets of buccal swabs from the defendant.
And those swabs that you physically took?
Yes.
Okay. We move that in as State's Exhibit 366.
366 without further objection.
And last, showing you what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 367 for identification. Do you recognize that package?
Yes, sir. This is an additional set of buccal swabs from the defendant.
And again, is that buccal swabs that you physically took from Joel Guy Jr.?
Yes, sir.
We'd move that in as State's Exhibit 367.
367.
Is that the entirety of the physical evidence that you took from 11434 Golden View Lane on November 28th, 29th, and 30th of 2016?
I couldn't tell you specifically without looking at the property list to see if there was anything else that I had personally collected.
Okay. We'll pass witness, Your Honor.
Good morning again. The liquid that was in the sink, was that tested, or was that first preserved and second was it tested?
We did collect a sample of it, and I'm not sure if it got sent off for testing or not.
But you did collect a sample of it?
We did.
Thank you.
Anything else, gentlemen?
About to keep her moving here.
With regard to the lockbox, based on your training and experience, did it appear that there was other substance in the sink beyond water?
I thought that it might be water and bleach mixed together, but I have no way of confirming that.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Any further recross?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, Officer Kimley. You may step down again.
Miss this lady. She was awesome, man. She was one of my favorite witnesses ever, especially as a police officer. All right. See, she had, like, maybe she's just a detective and maybe there's something there. She had a legit badge, and now we're back to this patch badge. So now we got Knox County Sheriff's Officer Tracy Tassie and Mason Burkaw taking the stand about super quick, 3 minutes. Okay. Before we do that, let's just hold on. Actually, before that, I gotta do a quick little shout out here. I believe. Look here. Yes. I hope that Saltwater Soul got that situated, but thank you anyways. Another $4.99 with a super sticker. I know they're having some issues there with their phone and YouTube and their card there. I hope that got situated. That's crazy. But thank you very much. I'm going to give you some love.
This place is dead anyway, man.
That's not the love I want to give, but boom! Pretty awesome love this morning on Lone Church. And how about a little bit of the old stinger?
Your name for the record, please.
Officer Tracy Tassie.
And can you tell the jury what your job is, what your occupation is?
Crime scene.
You work for the Knox County Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
And did you work for the Sheriff's Office back in April of 2017?
Yes, I did.
And as part of your responsibilities, did you submit an article of evidence from the Golden View Lane address?
I collected evidence at that address.
Okay. May I approach the witness?
You may.
I'm going to show you Exhibit 368 and ask you if you can identify this packaging.
Yes, that is my packaging.
And can you identify what that is for the jury, please?
It is one Oral-B toothbrush that was collected from under the vanity in the master bedroom.
Okay. And when you collected that, what did you do with it afterwards?
We brought it back to the building, packaged it, then it was submitted for DNA.
Stand a little closer.
To the TBI?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
Cross-examination. Any objection to 368?
Just a continuing objection.
Yes.
No questions.
Thank you, Maybe.
In and out.
You're free to go. Next witness.
Please.
Mason David Burkaw,
Where are you employed?
Knox County Sheriff's Office.
And were you employed at the Sheriff's Office back in March of 2017?
I was.
And at some point, do you recall going to the Regional Forensic Center located on Sullins in Knoxville?
Yes, ma'am.
May I approach the witness?
Really horrible one.
Can you tell the jury a little bit about the purpose for you going?
Yeah, I don't know what that noise was.
On the day in question, I was going to pick up a DNA sample.
Okay. And I want to show you Exhibit 369 and ask you if you recognize this.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this your packaging? And can you tell the jury what you picked up? Identify.
Correct. Yes, ma'am. I actually picked this up. It is a DNA card from the Forensic Center.
And did you return that to the Knox County Sheriff's Office?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You would move 369 into evidence and pass the witness.
Any objection to 369?
No questions. I got jack shit.
So, yeah, it'll be 369. Any cross-examination?
No questions.
Thank you, sir. You may step down. You're free to go. Thank you. Next witness.
All right. See what the next one we got here. Officer. This one's a little bit longer. Officer Jeremy T. Walt, who responded to the crime scene with the forensics. He's got a real badge. Look at the real badge. I think that might be a patch. I might be getting tricked. With the forensics unit. Keep on rolling, baby.
Morning, officer. Tell us your name for the record.
My name is Officer Jeremy T. Walt,
And by whom are you employed?
the Clinton Police Department in Anderson County, Tennessee.
In what capacity?
Is that a real badge? I think that's a real one. Yeah, I think I see it coming off the shirt there. Hers was fucking. She has to be a detective, man. Hers was so nice.
A patrol.
Okay, I want to talk to you about 2016, sir. Were you employed with the Knox County Sheriff's Department?
Yes, sir.
And in what capacity were you employed at the Knox County Sheriff's Department?
During that time, I was a forensic officer.
And if you would, describe to the members of the jury what kind of training that you undergo as a forensics officer with the Sheriff's Department.
In 2015, I went to the NFA, the National Forensic Academy. It is a 10-week course. You'll go over just about each week. You'll go over
God, they just
things
caught
like,
Joel picking his nose.
crash reconstruction, bullet trajectory, crime scene analysis, just a bunch of very good training.
Any training that has to do with blood spatter?
Yes, sir. There is a course of blood stain analysis.
Okay, and at the time you were forensics officer with the Knox County Sheriff's Department, were you subject to annual retraining or continued training?
Yes, it was kind of like on-job training.
Okay. And I specifically want to talk to you about November 28th, 29th, and 30th of 2016. Did you have cause on those days to respond to 11434 Golden View Lane here in Knox County?
Yes, sir.
And what was the basis of you responding to that address, sir?
I was a secondary officer or secondary forensic unit, and I responded to, it was an after the scene. Basically everything had been either moved around or removed from the scene when I went there.
And is it fair to say that the physical evidence at that point had been removed?
Correct. There were still evidence per se, is like blood on the walls and stuff like that, but a lot of stuff was moved.
Okay.
Taken.
And what did you do as a secondary officer on that day with regard to the crime scene at 11434 Golden View Lane?
I went to take pictures of some blood that was on the walls all upstairs, like the hallway. There was a back bedroom. There was blood back there.
And have you had a chance to view those photos before testifying today, sir?
Yes.
Officer Kiwa, I'm approaching what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibits 371 through 451 for identification. I'm going to ask you to kind of thumb through those and tell us what they are, not individually, but the packet.
Like go through them and tell you.
Not individually, but do you recognize what those photos are?
Okay, okay. These are the pictures that I had taken while I was there at the scene.
And those are a fair and accurate copy of the photos you took on November the 30th, 2016.
Yes, sir.
And we moved those in, State's Exhibits 371 through 451. We'd ask to publish.
With no further objection on the Exhibits 371 through 451, you may publish.
Some photos coming here.
Exhibit 371, sir. Tell us what it is.
This is a picture at the top of the steps, if I'm not mistaken. That's a wall that's to your right, that leading into right there, a little farther to your left, where you see the bedroom.
372.
That is, if you're at the top of the steps and you take a left and go all the way down the hall, there's a bedroom back there that's like a workout room, if I'm not mistaken. And this is in that room, and I just took a picture of a door that was in that room.
373.
Just another close-up of that.
374.
Picture of the blood that was in the area, the largest amount.
375.
Just another picture. Same area, just different angle, closer up.
376.
Same area, just different angle.
377.
It's different angle, same area.
378.
That's a little bit farther down the wall from that area. Just another picture, different angle. This is back at the beginning of the steps. We were starting to take or put tape up for measurements and things.
And what's the purpose of putting these tapes up to obtain measurements?
For one, to see just the distance of how high the blood is sometimes, or you can tell by the distance or the angle of how a blood hits a surface. Same thing, just different photo. Same thing, different photo. Here I'm just putting a closer ruler just to show measurements of the angles. Same thing, just different picture of angles. Closer up. Just another closer picture. This picture is kind of to show a little bit of a distance to kind of get the whole bloodstain pattern in.
Directing your attention to two, what if any significance does that have?
Can you repeat the question?
What if any significance does that number two have, if any?
Good morning, Julie.
It
Julia.
looks to me like a cast off.
Next picture.
Yo, Vilhammer. Good morning.
And what are you doing here, sir?
Same thing, just taking a closer measured picture of that previous picture, but just in a smaller frame.
All right.
That was the same bloodstain pattern, just the tail end of it, I guess you could say. This is on the, I guess the hallway closest to the bedrooms. Just getting a measurement of how high the blood is onto the walls.
Next photo.
I think where we're just taking a picture just to show how high from the floor. Here, just showing the length of the blood droplets. Same thing, just showing angles and measurements.
Next photo.
This is back in the workout room. I think we measured off the highest amount of blood that the farthest up that it went, or we could find.
Whoa,
And
a
again,
lot of
just for
blood in the corner there.
clarification, This is after the initial crime team has been through the residence?
Correct. I had come, I think it was a day or so, or a couple of days afterward, me and Captain Park, to just take more pictures of the scene.
Okay. Next photo.
Just marking off measurements.
Next photo.
Just trying to give a visual of what we were seeing. I mean, it looks busy because there's a lot of cast off. There's impact spatter. So we were just trying to get overall pictures of everything.
Next photo, sir.
This photo, we were just taking measurements and showing the, looks like, could be smearing, like maybe blood transfer, a lot of movement. We were just showing the height of the window.
Next photo.
Here we're trying to show the angles of the blood droplets. And which direction they're going. The tail of the blood droplet tells you the where it was going. So a lot of the times when we're putting these measurements, we're just trying to show you the angle and which direction it was going.
And using the screen before you, if you could mark on there what you're talking about with these tails.
Mark on it.
Use your finger.
Okay. I'll use this one right here because it's the largest one.
Change that. All right, try it.
I'll use this one right here as the ones I'm
If you could speak in the microphone.
I'm sorry, I moved away from it. I'll use this one right here as the one I'm referring to. The way the blood droplet hits on the surface, you can look and tell by the angle which way it was going, because the tail will tell you that's where it was going. So it was going this direction.
I mean, literally, he's like kind of flinging the knife around, right?
That doesn't really, if that makes sense.
And if you could go into the top right.
They look like little comets, right? Or like shooting stars in a way. The way like the front of it's real solid and the back kind of trails off.
And go to the clear button, sir.
Top right, clear.
Yeah, just do the little green arrow at the top. Tap that on your menu, and then scroll down to the bottom left and clear.
Huh. Easy.
Thanks, sir. Next photo.
This is where we were taking swabs, DNA swabs of certain areas. When we do this, we'll take a picture of the swab next to what we're going to take as a sample, and the next picture should be with the same area, but now it should have been wiped, where it'll.
This photo, sir?
Correct.
Is that the process that you described?
Yes, sir. That's the same thing I'm showing, that the swab is clean, there's nothing on it, and the next photo will show that the swab has the reddish brown substance. At the time we didn't know, so we're just making sure. So the next video, or I'm sorry, the next photo will show this area is void of the blood pattern.
Whoa. Weird.
And again. For clarification, what you're illustrating in this photographs is a pre-swab and then post-swab?
Correct.
Okay. And again, sir?
Same thing, just picking random spots out.
This photo, sir?
This is a photo walking into the front door. I guess you could call it like a foyer. It splits, goes upstairs to the where the scene actually was. I took a picture of this open foyer just to show just the condition of it as soon as you walk in the door.
This photo, sir?
At the time, I wasn't, as I was standing there, I wasn't quite sure what that was, so I just took a picture of it.
Mm.
I know what it is now.
Yeah, that's the only real way they could go, intruder, honestly, I guess. They got anything else?
I didn't know what that was, so I took a picture of it also.
What the hell is that?
Next photo, sir.
These were, I think they were filled with gasoline that was outside in the garage. I think that's where it was.
Next photo.
Just a picture of a table that showed use, that people had been out there.
And where is this table, sir?
I believe that is also in the garage.
Okay.
I'm just trying to show that there is a liquid inside.
And is there liquid in all three of those gas tanks?
Yes, sir.
In this photo, sir?
Just showing the measurement of how much each one of those can hold.
Going back, is it fair to say there's roughly 15 gallons of gas in those three?
Yes, yes, sir.
Next photo, sir?
I believe this is a bedroom that is off of that main hallway. If you're upstairs and you take a left, I believe this is one of the bedrooms that's off that hallway.
Next photo, sir?
Anytime I take a picture, just try to take an overall of the surroundings inside the room.
And directing your attention to item in this bedroom, did you ultimately collect these tops to bins that were located in this bedroom?
I don't remember. I can't remember if I collected those or not.
Okay. Photo, sir?
This is just the other side of the bed.
Next photo, sir?
A top to like a lid to a Tupperware or plastic tub.
So how many tops to plastic tubs did you find in that bedroom?
I think there were two.
Okay.
That one and then the one that was behind the closet door.
Okay. Next photo, sir?
This is at the top of the stairs, kind of like the open area where it splits to go off the different directions.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 452 for identification and ask you if you recognize that package, sir.
Yes, yes.
If you could describe what that is, sir.
It's one of the swabs that was in the pictures.
Does it say which room that swab came from?
This one is from the exercise room wall.
And that was depicted in your pictures?
Yes, sir.
All right, we move that in as State's Exhibit 452. Next, I'm going to hand you what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 453 for identification and ask if you recognize that package.
Yes.
And if you could tell us what that is.
It's also another one of the blood samples for collection for DNA. And this one's from the gate.
And was that also depicted in your pictures?
Yes, sir.
Now, at this point, we move that in as State's Exhibit 453.
No objection, will be 453.
Last, I'm going to hand you what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 454 for identification and ask if you recognize that package.
Yes.
And can you describe what it is?
It is also another one of the swab collections from the exercise room wall.
And is that depicted in your pictures?
Yes, sir.
At this point, we move that in as State's Exhibit 454. 454 without further objection. And Officer Kewalt, you recall collecting 2 large bins from 11434 Golden View Lane?
Yes, sir.
You recall where they were located?
No, I cannot recall where I collected them from.
Were they empty at the time that you collected them?
Yes.
The crime scene had been processed by the time you collected them.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
It would. Morning, good morning, Helen Steiner.
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 455, sir, and ask you if you recognize this.
Yes.
And if you would describe what this is, sir.
It's a large. There's a large plastic container, like a hard plastic container.
Same plastic container that you collected from 11434 Golden View Lane.
Yes, sir.
And we moved this in as State's Exhibit 455. Again, I'm approaching this time with what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 456. I'm going to ask you if you recognize.
Oh God, this is the bin.
Yes, sir.
This is the plastic container
It's another one of the large containers.
that the bodies were being melted in with all these chemicals.
Containers.
Is this a container that you collected from 11434 Golden View Lane?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you, sir, at the time you collected them, were the lids separate and apart from the physical, or the larger portion of the containers?
I don't remember if they were on the top or not.
In your pictures, were they depicted in another room? The lids.
Yes.
At this point, we've moved this in as State's Exhibit 456.
Further objection would be 456.
I'm next showing you what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 457. I'm going to ask you if you recognize this, sir.
Yes, it's one of the gas cans that was in the garage.
And how many gas cans were in the garage?
There were 3.
Will they all have similar volume content in terms of liquid?
Correct.
And this is the same as the other 2?
Yes, that was labeled 1, and we labeled the other ones 1 or 2 and 3.
At this point, we move that in as State's Exhibit 457.
Now, further objection would be 457. Cross-examination.
No questions, Ron.
Thank you, sir. You may step down. You're free to go.
Thank you.
All right,
This
folks,
guy's
that's
like,
next
I've
to our
got
mid-morning
nothing
break.
again.
Once again, do not discuss this case among yourselves or with anyone else. You can leave your notebooks in your chairs. We'll take about a 10, 15-minute break.
So we go next. Oh, here we go. We got a good hour here. Captain Brad Park and Officer Thomas Fitch. So we got 2 people coming through. Former KCSO Captain Forensics Unit Supervisor Brad Park takes the stand, followed by former KCSO Latent Print Examiner. Interesting. That'll be interesting to hear his to hear the Latin. I'm saying that terribly wrong, but the Latin print person, just because of we're probably going to get one of those in the Koberger case. I would imagine an expert that's going to be talking about that footprint that was left behind. Everybody, thanks a lot for hanging out this morning. I really freaking appreciate it. We're doing the damn thing on Murder Church. We don't mess around here at Publicly Buzzed Live. Appreciate the hell out of it. Seriously. Everybody that's come through this morning, hit the like. Thank y'all so much. Please do that now if you haven't. That really does help us out. We're close to the 50 like point, and that's amazing. You guys are unbelievable. Lay it out as well. Latent. Yeah, there we go, CH. Thank you very much. I knew I was fucking that one up. Helen, Steve's videos are educational. Educational with a little bit of fuckery, if we're going to be honest. But I try. I do try. Question, how do you all watch this? I'm watching on my TV, but don't know how to chat through my TV, so I have to chat through my phone. I think that's actually how a lot of people do it. If you want to watch it on the TV and do the best way to chat is through the phone like that, unless you have you're watching on a laptop through your TV. Jessica for Justice, good morning, coming through here. I just got your links put in here, Jessica. Well, I already had your links for your Kick in YouTube, but I just added also the new channel that's going to have Catch Lisk and Jessica for Justice. Catch Justice is going to be coming down, ladies and gentlemen, and you're going to be wanting checking out all the live streams, videos, whatever they're going to be putting out, because they're two amazing people in this community that are here to do the right, good things, and they're amazing. So please show them some love. Get those followers up for them. And I'd say Jessica's probably going to be doing a live stream later today on Kick as well. But yeah, we're going to keep rocking and rolling, baby. We're going to hit another, hopefully this doesn't make everybody have to go pee, another stinger, and we'll be keeping rolling, baby. I'm actually going to have to go pee. I will be right back. We're going to get her rolling, though. Love you guys.
Population, that's the expertise of Brad Park as a latent fingerprint examiner.
All right. If you could state your name, sir.
Brad Park.
And who do you work for?
I am currently retired.
Who did you work for?
Knox County Sheriff's Office.
And you worked in forensics, including fingerprints, correct?
Yes, sir.
Does the defense stipulate that Mr. Park is an expert in the area of, is it latent print examination? Is that what I call it?
Fingerprint examination, yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Folks, the court is going to recognize Mr. Park as an expert in the area of latent print examinations. And what it means when the court recognizes a witness as an expert, that allows that witness to render their opinion within their area of expertise. Now, just because an expert witness has rendered their opinion does not mean that you are bound to accept it. Just like every other witness, it's your job to determine the weight and credibility to be given to his testimony, but he is considered to be an expert, and so he may render his opinion. You may continue.
Thank you. Tell us your name, sir.
Brad Park.
And at some point, were you employed by the Knox County Sheriff's Department?
Yes, sir.
And how long did you work for the Sheriff's Department?
Approximately 24 and a half years.
And what assignments did you have over your course of your 24-year career?
When I was first hired, I started in corrections. I was a fingerprint officer in booking. I was then transferred to the then crime scene unit. Went to patrol for several months. I came back to the forensics unit and there until my retirement of last year.
I want to talk to you about November the 28th, 29th, and 30th of 2016. Do you recall working 11434 Golden View Lane on those dates, sir?
Yes, sir.
And what did you do with regard to the crime scene at 11434 Golden View Lane?
My responsibilities were initially to supervise the personnel, to evaluate the scene, resources that we need, all the aspects of processing to make sure it was done the most efficient way, in addition to actually helping process myself.
Okay. And in regard to helping process yourself, did you have cause to lift a palm print from the upstairs guest bathroom?
Yes, sir.
You may approach, sir. Show you, sir, what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 458, and ask if you recognize that document, sir.
It's an image that that Officer Finch has scanned in to the AFIC system and the responding match. This is not the actual latent card that I've submitted to Officer Finch.
Is that an image of the latent card that you submitted to Officer Finch?
It appears to be, yes, sir.
Okay. And if you would describe the process of lifting a latent print, particularly from a sink, and how you achieve that.
A latent print is one, it's a print left by your hand, fingers, palms, that's not readily visible at the time. It is a pattern of oil, moisture, grease that you exude from the pores of your skin. You apply fingerprint powder, which is a very fine volcanic ash, and that powder adheres to the ridges where the moisture is or has been left by your fingers or your palms. The powder becomes visible. The pattern, you know, or you assume, you evaluate if it is a fingerprint of value to lift. When you decide that it is, we use lifting tape. Very cautiously, you lay it on the print. It adheres, the adhesiveness sticks to the surface with the print, and you gently peel the tape off whatever surface you're printing. And that gives you the image of the latent print that is now visible, and that's preserved on a latent print card.
And then when you're comparing a latent print to an identified individual, what's the process you go through for that, sir?
Again, Officer Finch was our fingerprint officer, myself as an auxiliary. He would evaluate the latents in any case given to him if it had enough information, pattern, ridge detail, and if he chose that it is of value. We have two different fingerprint systems with the agency. He scans those in. He tells the computer, gives it information as to the pattern, if it's a whorl, if it's a loop. He specifically marks individual minutia points, which are individual characteristics on that latent print. Gives it the most information that you can determine, and you submit it for a search. And the database contains hundreds of thousands of fingerprints that Knox County possess through all the agencies when people are booked into our jail, in addition to the database of the FBI. It searches, it tells the operator, and gives a respondent. Sometimes there are 9, sometimes there are 12. That respondent list can be filtered, and that is what the computer thinks its most probable match. It's the operator's responsibility to go through each one and to either verify or eliminate that print. And it could be the first respondent, it could not be any of them. You keep searching until you exhausted all measures.
Okay, and fingerprints that are maintained in the FBI database, for example, the simple reason that the FBI has your fingerprint, does that automatically mean you've been in trouble, or does the FBI maintain those for other purposes as well?
There are many purposes. Criminal, military, law enforcement, missing persons, background checks. They compile for any reason that anyone needs to be fingerprinted, they maintain that.
And with regard to lifting any prints in this case, is this the only print that you lifted from the crime scene, sir?
I lifted 2.
Okay. You know, at this point, we'd move Exhibit 458 into evidence.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Exhibit 458.
And as the supervising officer in the forensic unit,
What the fuck happened? How long has that been out? Yo, can you guys hear me? Is the sound still working? Okay. What the hell happened here? How long was that like that? Sorry about that. Gypsy, I went up there and she'd actually had an
Preliminary matter,
accident, so I think it was like 7 something.
It tells the operator.
Sorry about that.
That there are many purposes: criminal, military, law enforcement, missing persons, background checks. They compile for any reason that anyone needs to be fingerprinted. They maintain that.
And with regard to lifting any prints in this case, is this the only print that you lifted from the crime scene, sir?
I lifted 2.
You know, at this point, we'd move Exhibit 458 into evidence.
Any objection? Exhibit 458.
And as the supervising officer in the forensic unit, once a fingerprint is developed, a latent fingerprint is analyzed, do you then have the responsibility to verify the officer's findings as to each individual print?
Yes, sir.
And did you do that in this case, sir?
Yes, sir.
Over your board, if you could tell us what we're looking at, sir.
I'm sorry?
Directing your attention to the board, if you could tell us what we're looking at, sir.
Yes. I think I've
We are looking at a comparison of the latent print versus the known print, palm print, that is in the system.
You say the known palm print, whose palm print are we looking at to the right, sir?
The Joel Guy Jr.
Cross-examination.
Sorry, I'm Mark Stevens. There were a few things I didn't understand that you were saying. This FBI database of prints includes more than people who have prior records, right?
Yes, sir.
And do you know when you get a print like the one you compared, do you know which database it comes from?
I don't, unless he gives us specific parameters to search that or a special request. Typically, it is the criminalistic side, the people have been arrested, unless it's specifically asked for an additional database.
So are you telling the ladies and gentlemen of this jury that Joel Guy had been in the system prior because of some prior criminal activity?
That I do not know for certain.
Right.
Officer Finch was the one operating and retrieved that print from the system.
And when he retrieves a print, when he gets a possible match, does it indicate the database that it comes from?
I do not, to my knowledge, it doesn't.
Okay. And so do you know the total number of prints in the FBI database?
No, sir.
And then obviously then you don't know which percentage of the total is based on prior criminal history?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Nothing.
Thank you, sir. You may step down. Next witness.
Tom Finch, sir. Tell us your name, sir.
Thomas Finch.
And by whom are you employed?
I'm retired from the sheriff's office.
Okay, and how long did you work with the sheriff's department?
28 years.
And when you say sheriff's department, it's the Knox County Sheriff's Department?
Yes.
And what roles did you hold over the course of your 28-year career with the sheriff's department?
I worked in jail for the first 5 or so. Worked on the task force for a couple months. Worked in narcotics for almost 2 years and did over 20 years in crime scene.
Okay, and what type of training did you receive in your time in the crime scene unit?
As far as latent prints go, the basic FBI classification school, latent print development techniques, latent print identification school, Advanced Palm Print Identification School, FBI Photography School, and the National Forensic Academy. And the last training I had was the Universal Latent Workstation training at the FBI.
And beyond the latent fingerprint training that you've undergone, have you also undergone training on processing crime scenes, working in the forensics?
Yes.
And I want to talk to you about November of 2016. Did you have cause to respond to 11434 Golden View Lane here in Knox County, Tennessee?
Yes, I did.
And did you assist in collecting physical evidence from that crime scene as well as searching for latent fingerprints?
Yes.
Sir, in the course of collecting physical evidence, did you have cause to collect a USMC K-bar knife
Yes.
and 6 spacers from the upstairs guest bathroom?
Yes.
Let me show you what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 459 for identification and ask you if you recognize that package, sir.
Yes.
And if you would describe to the members of the jury what it is, and if you wouldn't mind speaking to the microphone just because we have jurors out back.
Yeah. It's a one USMC knife and 6 spacers.
Okay, and if you could break the seal on that, sir.
That's right, Mandy. That's right.
That up and describe what we have.
It's a USMC knife with stains on it.
Hold it up, sir. You gotta show it so that people in the back can see it. All right, thanks, sir.
Okay.
You gotta remove that in as State's Exhibit 459.
Jesus. Not a bit has moved.
Collect 2 knives from the exercise room in the upstairs of 11434 Golden View Lane.
Yes.
And I also want to ask you about a labeled knife, Victoronics kitchen knife from the hallway, sir. Do you have cause to confiscate that knife as well?
Yes.
Show you what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 460 for identification. I ask you if you recognize that package, sir.
Yes.
And what is that package?
It's one Victorinox kitchen knife.
Okay, I should break the seal on that.
Okay.
Hold that up and show it to the members of the jury.
Yeah, it's just like a butcher's knife, right? Like a cutting, maybe not a butcher's knife, but I don't know my knives that well, but that's definitely just from like the kitchen.
Thank you.
Move that into State's Exhibit 460. That's 460. Knife with K-bar identifiers on it and 6 spacers. Did you take swaths of that knife, sir?
Yes, I did.
And explain to the members of the jury the process you undergo in taking swaths of a piece of evidence.
Take basically a Q-tip, put a little distilled water on it, and collect whatever stain is on there, let it dry, seal it in a bag, send it off to the lab for testing.
And when you say sent to the lab, is that the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation?
Yes.
I'm sure you would have been pre-marked as States Exhibits 461, 462, and 463 for identification, and ask you if you can identify what those packages are.
Yes, swabs taken from knife blade, swabs taken from the knife handle, and swabs taken from the end of the knife.
And for clarification, is that all for the USMC brand knife?
Yes.
And we move those in as States Exhibits 463, 64, or 62, 63, and 61.
Without further objection, it'll be 461 to 463.
One of the other knives from the exercise room, do you recall confiscating 2 knives from that room, sir?
Yes.
Next, sir, I'm going to show you what's been pre-marked as States Exhibit 464 for identification, and ask you if you recognize that package.
Yes.
And if you would, tell us what it is, sir.
It's one stainless steel kitchen knife.
If you break the seal on it. Hold up for the minute, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Your Honor, if I have not done so yet, I'll move in the previous exhibit 464.
Without hearing an objection, it'll be 464.
Next, I'm going to show you what's been pre-marked as States Exhibits 465 and 466 for identification, and ask you if you recognize those packages.
Yes.
And what are they, sir?
They're swabs from the stainless steel knife and from the other knife. I don't have the list in front of me of which knife it came from.
Did they come from the previous knife that you just examined?
This one did.
Okay. Put this one in. Now, at this point, we'd move in 465 into evidence.
Without objection, it'll be 465.
And is this a swab that you collected as well, sir?
Yes.
From a knife?
Yes.
And if you could refer to your notes to tell us where it came from, sir.
The Victorinox kitchen knife.
And would that correspond with Exhibit 459?
Yes.
Now, we'd move that in as States Exhibit 466.
Without objection, it'll be 466.
Sir, did you also have cause to collect a collection of gloves from the guest bathroom in the upstairs?
Yes.
First, show you what's been pre-marked as States Exhibit 467, sir. Ask you if you recognize that package.
Yes.
All right, but you don't have to open that. that's a
Okay.
biohazard. So if you just describe what the contents are.
Multiple blue gloves, one blue round brush, several pieces of toilet paper with staining, and a Renew saline contact case.
You know, those items that you subsequently tested for the presence of DNA.
Yes.
We move that into State's Exhibit 467. Next, I want to show you what have been pre-marked as State's Exhibits 468, 469, and 470 for identification, and ask you if you recognize those packages,
Yes.
and if you would tell us what they are, sir.
Swabs from the front right top of item KK. Swabs from a glove in a hallway bathroom, and swabs from swabs from gloves in the hallway bathroom.
Okay, can you tell us what item KK is, sir?
It's the bag I just examined.
Okay, thanks, sir. Going to remove these in as
Got the
State's
light
Exhibits
for the green screen.
468, 469, and 470.
Without objection, it'll be 468 to 470.
This big light makes my nose sweat.
Sir, with regard to the last exhibit that we just entered, that being Exhibit 467, item 97, sir, can you tell us what else is in that bag beyond the gloves?
One blue round brush, several pieces of toilet paper with staining, Renew saline contact case, medical tape packaging, Aveeno lotion, 2 Ziploc bags, multiple blue disposable gloves, Charmin wet wipes, and multiple pieces of medical tape.
And that's all enclosed in the last exhibit?
Yes.
And those are pieces of items that you analyzed for the presence of DNA?
Yes.
And sir, did you also have cause to collect fingernail clippings from Joel Guy Sr. From his right and left hand?
Yes.
Where did you collect those from, sir?
The medical examiner's office.
I'm showing you what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibits 471, 472. These are marked for identification. I'll hand them to you and ask you if you recognize those packages, sir.
Yes.
And if you could, tell us what they are.
Right nail clippings of the victim and left nail clippings of the victim, Joe Guy Sr.
Now, at this point, we move in State's Exhibits 471 and 472.
Without objection, it'll be 471 and 472.
Sir, with regard to the upstairs bathroom, you also have cause to examine and collect 2 gray Under Armour shorts, 2 Banana Republic underwear, and 2 white T-shirts.
Yes.
Show you what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 473 for identification. Ask you if you recognize that package, sir.
Yes, I do.
And what is it, sir?
It contains 2 gray Under Armour, 2 gray Banana Republic underwear, and 2 white T-shirts.
Your Your Honor, if I have not yet, I would move that in the State's Exhibit 473.
Without objection, be 473.
Sir, also in the upstairs bathroom, guest bathroom, at 11434 Golden View Lane, give cause to confiscate a black in color Samsung Galaxy S5 cell phone.
Yes.
Showing that's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 474 for identification. I'm going to hand you this and ask you if you recognize that package, sir.
Yes.
And what is inside the package?
It's a Samsung Galaxy S5 cell phone.
And is that something that you confiscated on the crime scene?
Yes.
Your Honor, we move that in as State's Exhibit 474.
Without objection, be 474. Again, folks, I remind you, it's the physical phone that is in evidence at this point, not the electronic content. So you can examine the phone, you just can't turn it on and go searching through it. You may continue.
And also in the upstairs guest bathroom at 11434 Golden View Lane, do you have cause to confiscate a plastic Walmart bag with red skin potato salad, Bacitracin zinc ointment, and one sock?
Yes.
Again, I'll show you what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 475 for identification. I'd ask you if you recognize that package, sir.
Yes.
And what is inside the package?
One plastic Walmart bag with red skin potato salad, one Bacitracin zinc ointment, USP, and one sock.
We'd move that in as State's Exhibit 475.
475.
Sir, did you also, from the same bathroom, have cause to confiscate a roll of first aid tape labeled with Equate and antibiotic dermoplast pain relieving spray?
Yes.
And hand you what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 476 for identification, and ask you if you recognize that package, sir.
Yes.
If you would, tell us what's inside the package.
One roll of first aid tape, Equate triple antibiotic lotion, dermoplast pain relieving antibacterial spray.
Is that items that you collected from the guest bathroom?
Yes.
And we've moved that in as State's Exhibits, Exhibit 476.
476.
We can just have one more, just double check with this.
Take your time.
Look at the way he drinks water, the fucking freak! I'm sorry. It was probably the mask, but he sucks. He sucks. He sucks.
All right, sir, now we'll move on beyond the physical collection of evidence and talk to you about what, if anything, you did with regard to latent fingerprint examination. Did you have cause to attempt and subsequently lift fingerprints from within the residence at 11434 Golden View Lane?
Yes, I did.
Your Honor, at this point, I believe the defense and prosecution have agreed that Tom Finch is an expert in the field of latent fingerprint examination.
Does the defense so stipulate?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, folks, so once again, the court is going to recognize Mr. Finch as an expert in the area of latent print examinations. That allows him to render his opinion within that area of expertise. Also, once again, just because an expert witness renders their opinion does not mean that you are bound to accept it. Just like every other witness, it's your job to judge the weight and credibility to be given to his testimony. But since he is deemed an expert, he may render his opinion. You may continue.
Mr. Finch, sir, I want to ask you, with regard to attempting to lift latent fingerprints from various places within the residence, tell the members of the jury what effort you took to gather fingerprints, sir.
First, I did a visual inspection using natural light, flashlights. Then, if it's depending on the surface, either plain black powder or magnetic powder to develop the latent fingerprint.
And when you're doing your first visual examination, are you looking for surfaces that you believe, as a latent print examiner, a print would adhere, such as a window or something with a surface where you'd be able to see one?
Correct.
Okay.
Usually a non-porous surface such as glass or plastic.
Okay. And were you able to retrieve any fingerprints from within the residence?
I developed two on bottles that Officer Burnett lifted, but they were inconclusive.
Okay. And did you have any prints in the course of your examination that were conclusive belonging to Joel Michael Guy, Jr.?
That I lifted in the lab, yes.
Okay. And if you would explain to the members of the jury the process that you underwent in obtaining that print and what you subsequently did to make a positive identification.
In the first particular case, I developed it with black powder, lifted two prints, and took them in and entered them into AFIS, the Automated Fingerprint Identification System, and got a response back.
Okay. And where were those prints lifted from, sir?
That was from a glove box and, the Clorox glove package.
Okay. And the second print?
The second print was actually on the same card. It was a double impression where the individual had touched it twice in almost the exact same place.
Okay. So the only viable print you were able to lift, positively matching Joel Michael Guy Jr., was from a Clorox package?
No, that's the only two that I entered into AFIS. The rest were manual comparisons.
Okay, so how many fingerprints in total, just so we understand clearly, were you able to positively identify Joel Michael Guy Jr. As the owner of those prints?
6.
Starting with the Clorox package, tell us what you did in order to come to the conclusion that the fingerprint belonged to the defendant, Joel Michael Guy Jr.
First thing you examine is ridge flow pattern. Then you start looking for individual points, such as ridge endings or bifurcations that are spatially related on both prints. In other words, you can't have a ridge count of 2 between 2 points on one print and a ridge count of 3 on the other print.
Okay, and when you're doing this analysis, do you have a side-by-side comparison, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Let me show you what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 477 for identification. Ask you if you recognize that document, sir.
Yes.
And if you would describe what that is, sir.
It is the latent on the left side and the left thumb of Joel Michael Guy on the right side.
Yeah, we moved that in as State's Exhibit 477. Asked to publish.
Any objection?
Hang on.
477,
Okay, sir. Directing your attention to the board, to the members of the jury what we are looking at and how you went about your comparison for this particular print.
Okay. Once again, the latent print is on the left-hand side. The known print is on the right side. All the little green dots you see are corresponding.
And if I could ask you just to speak right into that microphone, just so everyone in the courtroom can hear. Thanks, sir.
All the green dots represent corresponding ridge endings and bifurcations that are consistent on both prints as having come from the same source.
And you spoke about ridges and other expressions that you use in your expertise. Are those apparent in that in those pictures, sir?
Yeah, ridge ending is just a fingerprint ridge like that one that just ends. Bifurcation is where one ridge ending or one ridge breaks off into two, or two comes together as one, however you want to look at it.
And are there any other characteristics of both prints that you took into account when coming to the conclusion that they were of the same person?
Yes. Once again, you look at the pattern. Both prints are orals, which that's the core. Ridge flow's the same. Everything. There's nothing anomalous from one print to the other that would rule it out.
Okay. And do you have an opinion as a latent fingerprint examiner as to whether the print obtained on the left-hand side from the crime scene to the standard of Joel Guy
Looking into
Jr.
the sun.
is the same print, sir?
Yeah, they both came from the same source.
Okay.
And this is the latent print from the Clorox package?
Yes, sir.
Blinding!
This place is dead anyway, man.
With regard to other fingerprints lifted, where was another location that you were able to obtain fingerprints that you were then able to analyze?
Sharman Pack. It was labeled KK.
Okay.
A tape package from KK. A box of gloves from the dresser and upstairs guest bedroom, which is W in the sketch, and a latent palm print turned in by Captain Park.
Okay. And if we start with the Sharman wet wipe, and then we'll go through each of those after, but focusing on the Sharman wet wipe bag.
I just want to show this off. I showed this to Dan yesterday because I was proud of it. You know, every freaking time I flash my desktop, it's insane. It's chaos. I cleaned this shit up yesterday. I'm going to try to keep it cleaned up. I'm trying to get as organized as I can. Look at how fucking nice that is. Are you kidding me? What's happening, baby? Sorry.
Show you what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 478 for identification. And ask you if you recognize that document, sir.
Yes.
And what is it?
It's a fingerprint from a tape pack and item KK.
At this point, we'd move in State's Exhibit 478 and ask to publish.
Without objection, did 478 get published? Did you say a tape pack?
Yes. Which is item 97.
We're directing your attention to the screen. You can tell us what you did with regard to this print.
Okay. Once again, look at the pattern, which this is a tinted arch. You look at ridge flow, and then you start looking at the individual points.
And based on your examination, you ultimately have an opinion as to whose fingerprint is on the left side, which is taken from the crime scene, versus the standard belonging to Joel Michael Guy Jr.
Yes, they both come from the same source.
Did you also have cause to take a fingerprint from a VWR latex glove box from the guest bedroom?
Yes.
Approach, sir, and show you what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 479 for identification, sir, and ask if you recognize that document.
Yes.
And if you could describe what it is.
It's a latent print side by side with a known print of Joe Guy.
And is that a fair and accurate copy of what you provided?
Yes.
In this case. At this point, we move in State's Exhibit 479.
Objection would be 479.
We'd have to publish.
You may publish.
Sir, direct your attention to the board. If you could explain what are these pictures, sir?
This is the delta area of a fingerprint. The latent fingerprint on the left and the known print on the right. It's an enlargement of a small area.
And what finger is this print from?
That was the right middle finger of the known prints.
Again, this is from the glove box in the guest bedroom.
Yes.
And based on your examination, do you have an opinion as to the left print versus the right print?
They both came from the same source.
And the source being?
Joe Michael Guy.
Junior?
Yes.
Next, I'm going to show you what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 480 for identification. Ask if you recognize that, sir.
Yes, this is from a tape pack.
And where was that tape pack ultimately within the residence?
That was item KK. I believe that was the bathroom.
Is that
The guest bathroom.
item KK correspond to item number 97? Excuse me.
Back to my notes real quick. Yes.
The piece of evidence that you examined is within this bag.
Yes.
At this point, Your Honor, we move that in as State's Exhibit 480.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor. We ask publish?
480.
Sir, directing your attention to the overhead, if you could describe significance of these pictures, sir.
Yes, sir. Once again, on the left-hand side, it's a latent fingerprint. The right-hand side is a known print. Both are tinted arches, and all the visible minutia points that you can see are the same.
And based on your examination, do you have an opinion as to the left print lifted from the crime scene versus the right print from the known standard of Joel Michael Guy Jr.?
Both came from the same source.
And the source being?
Joel Michael Guy Jr.
Before you move on, Joe, I just need to get some clarification from the defense. So 478 we said was a latent print from the tape pack, and 480 as well. Were there two latent prints from the same tape pack?
I believe that was the same latent fingerprint.
So it was one print, we just
Yes.
looked at it twice?
Yes.
Okay.
Sir, in the course of obtaining the fingerprints, did you also document through photos where those prints were taken from?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's going to be pre-marked as State's Exhibits 481 through 510, sir. I'm not going to ask you right now to identify them all individually, but if you could thumb through those and tell me whether or not you recognize those photos.
Yes.
And what are they, sir?
Pictures of partial latent prints on different items.
Those are fair and accurate copy of the pictures you took with regard to where you captured fingerprints.
Yes.
We move in States Exhibits 481 through 510. That's to publish.
Objection. 481 through 510, you may publish.
Thank you. Okay, sir. First photo. What's in the first photo, sir?
Oh, a drinking glass.
Needed a
Next picture.
beverage.
It's a different angle of the same drinking glass. The drinking glass with a scale in it. That's a package of the Charmin wipes.
And were you ultimately able to obtain a print from the Charmin wipes?
Superstition. Yes. It's the same.
His father considered killing him.
Charmin wipes. It's an intermediate shot, and that's the latent fingerprint on the bottom edge of the Charmin wipes.
And directing your attention to the actual latent fingerprint, or what appears to be one, is this the volcanic ash that has been applied?
Yes, it's plain black powder.
Next photo.
That's the tape pack.
And were you ultimately able to obtain a fingerprint from the tape pack?
Yes. So that's an intermediate shot of the tape pack. And that's the partial latent fingerprint on the tape pack.
And again, the same method using this photo, using the volcanic ash?
Yes. That's a close-up.
All right. A little blurry, but next photo, sir.
That's a kitchen knife, stainless steel kitchen knife. Same kitchen knife with the scale. Same kitchen knife with close-up of where the print is. And the print with the scale.
And were you ultimately able to obtain a fingerprint from the blade of the knife, sir?
Yes. I don't believe I was able to match it, though.
And would you call that in your field inconclusive?
Yes.
Inconclusive.
That's the glove box.
And were you ultimately able to obtain a print from the VWR glove box?
Yes. That's the underside of the glove box. The close-up of where the fingerprint was located. So the same glove box, just different angles. And that's the fingerprint with the scale.
I want to ask you, after you develop a fingerprint, I believe to be a positive match, is it subject to analysis by another latent print examiner?
Yes.
And did that occur in this case?
Yes.
I want to ask you about, based on your training and experience, if someone was wearing gloves, would that reduce the likelihood of you obtaining prints on a crime scene?
Yes.
Next, sir, did you have cause to create crime scene diagrams in this case?
Yes.
Let me show you what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 511 for identification. Ask you to thumb through that and let me know what it is.
It's a sketch of the upstairs of the residence on Golden View and the sketch key to go along with it.
Does that include every room in the upstairs of 11434 Golden View Lane?
Yes.
And the accompanying key as to what is where in terms of placards and physical evidence?
Correct.
Or at this point, we'd move that into evidence.
The objection.
Can I just see what, I think he showed it to Mr. Caesar.
Without hearing objection on the 511, you may publish.
Okay, sir, starting with the master, or the kind of overall lay, kind of explain what's going on here, sir.
Okay. Excuse me. Pardon me here. As you come up the steps and come to the hallway, the master bedroom is at the top. Master bath next to it. It's a guest room, storage room, laundry, bathroom, and exercise room.
Okay, just for clarification, could you kind of put where the stairs would be in this picture?
This might be easier if you take this on the
Okay.
touch screen there.
Yeah. Right in this corner. Yeah.
Top left here with your finger. And then hit clear down the bottom left.
Okay, and the diagram of the hallway, sir?
Yes. So that's the stairs coming up, the door to the master bedroom and the guest bedroom.
And the exercise room, where would that be, sir?
That'd be right there.
And the A, B, C, D, and E, sir, could you tell us what those are?
Item 47 is in the area of A. There were so many items that we were going to collect, we had to use an area instead of actual individual item. That was 2 black Nike tennis shoes with staining and a king cast iron. It's like a doorstop type deal.
Okay. And B, C, D, and E?
Item B was item 50, empty bottles of Robic crystal drain opener and 1 empty number 2 sewer line cleaner. There's also item 53, which was 1 empty number 2 sewer line cleaner. Item C, or placard C, was item 51. It's a Kosh Messer stainless steel kitchen knife. Item D was item 52, which was 2 empty containers of number 2 sewer line cleaner. Item E was item 54, 1 pair of universal scissors.
Moving on to the master bedroom, sir.
Item F on the left-hand side of the screen was 2 black trash bags. Item G was item 56, empty Clorox glove packaging and 1 gray cloth bag.
Let me ask you, sir, Mr. Finch, are these the placards that would have been shown in photographs where they're physically?
Yes.
Okay. And I think that we've already seen that, so there's no reason to kind of go through each of them, but I just want to kind of establish that this is a sketch of the master bedroom. Is that?
Yes.
Moving on to the master bathroom. And if you could describe kind of what's in this bathroom.
Okay. The bathtub, toilet, the sink and vanity, and 2 large plastic tubs.
In the guest bedroom, sir?
A bed, I believe a dresser, and a nightstand.
Front
I can't remember what those two items were on the. I don't know. I can't remember if they were dressers or boxes.
And upstairs guest bathrooms, sir?
The bathtub, toilet, and the sink. That was the. It was a exercise machine. I believe there was, without referring to the picture, I can't remember what these items were.
And does your sketch of the exercise room denote that the exercise machine is on its side?
Yes.
Cross-examination.
Now, when I touch a surface, it can leave a print, right?
Yes.
And depending on how porous the surface is, you might be able to collect that print.
Correct.
How long that print stays depends on what might interact with it. If the print's outside, is it going to be rained on, right?
Correct.
If it's inside, something like this, it depends on when that surface is going to be touched by someone else.
Correct.
Or cleaned or anything like that.
Yes.
So when a print is left, you don't really know how long it's been there. Is that right?
Correct.
And a couple of the matches, it looks like you only had 8 points of identification.
Correct.
Others you had more, but on a couple you only had a few points of identification.
Yeah.
Thank you, that's all.
Redirect.
Just one question. Can heat play a role in whether or not the fingerprints are preserved?
I missed part of the.
Can heat play a role as to whether or not fingerprints are preserved?
It would depend on the type of heat and the other environmental conditions, humidity.
Heat in levels above 90 degrees?
I've seen the fingerprints baked on a surface when left in sunlight.
Damn.
Thanks, sir.
Recross.
There you go.
Thanks, sir. You may step down.
Thank you.
All right. We're moving to next. Close up of this dude. How long is this one? An hour 36. Wow. I'm going to be honest. I don't have an hour 36 in me to go to one today. And I'm going to go upstairs and see what's going on with Gypsy. See if she's hanging and banging. Everyone that hung out today. How far did we get? We got through some shit today. Okay, yeah, we're going into this one. Is it 12? Yeah, 12. Officer Rachel Sandlin. And then 12 of 29. I'd say another 2, maybe 3 weeks left. We'll see how this goes. Some are longer, some are shorter. What an insane morning today. Holy shit, everybody coming through. First of all, holy shit. Pokemon, what the fuck? In honor of my son's 30th and my other son's 27th, $49.99. What the hell? That's absolute madness.
I'm telling you like it is.
That's crazy.
Baby.
Thank you so much.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Appreciate the shit out of that, Pokemon. Hope you have an absolutely great rest of your day. Everybody coming in here and hanging out, I hope you do as well. Next week, we're going to keep rolling with this insane trial. This has been a really interesting one that's gotten me. It's capping me. Get me interested, rather. Looking through the chat here just real quick. Yeah, I love the word bruv. Listen, bruv. Listen, bruv. I learned that from a British show called Phone Shop, which is absolutely freaking hilarious if no one's ever watched Phone Shop. I've learned a new one recently, and it's one of the most romantic terms I've ever heard. When you like someone and they tick all the boxes. You call them my size. That's a great one. She's my size. I like that. That's a good one, man. Yeah, the Brits have the best slang terms, I think. I really do. I really think so. That's why I love British TV, man. I fell in love with British TV because it's so different and it's so fucking funny. It just gets me. I don't know why. I love American comedy too. Some great ones, classics out here. But this has been amazing, honestly. It really has. Thank you, everyone, for coming through. Mods, Brooklyn, Mandy, everyone. Jessica for Justice. Don't forget, please go over to Kick later today. Give her a watch. Let me make sure I got this right. Hold on. First of all, I just want to throw her stuff out there. This is going to be her YouTube. If it pops up, it should. It was working earlier. Now it's not going to work. Boom, right there. Her YouTube, her Kick, also on Twitter, on Twix, on X, whatever you want to call it. And then as well, I think I got this one just under Catch. It's going to be the new channel that her and Raul just started, Catch Lisk. I love the name, Catch Justice. How freaking appropriate and perfect. They're amazing people, salt of the earth types of folks. I'm really glad that they're a part of this community, and awesome. She was on Murder Church episode 2 if anybody wants to go back from Tuesday and check that out. Great stuff. Thank you all so much again. Everybody come through today, new member, appreciate the hell out of that, and all the donations, unbelievable. You guys are crazy. Look at here just real quick. I can't get enough of it. Like, it's my best. I wish I had more time now. Of course, I spent a lot of time working, but if I get a moment, I'm going to be diving back into some Brit humor and TV shows in general now. I know she's over here talking about chili. Got me wanting some chili too, Wildside. All right, everybody, have a great day. Love you guys. I will see you again Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, unless something happens, unless something changes time-wise. We're going to figure out something to hang and bang. I'm going to be getting Chris Duet on here soon. I talked to him over the weekend. I want to get him on to do something. That dude's an absolute, just a well of knowledge when it comes to true crime and this morbid curiosity that we all seem to share in this realm of macabre stuff, quite frankly. So he's going to be coming back through. Love you guys. Have a great day. Let's kill this week. Oh, that's not the ending. That was something I was working on.
Disperse! I think